It fucking started.
Dude, that did not work how I wanted to.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure I just got water in my lungs from that. I'm gonna die now.
That's terrible. Fuck this. How are you even do that?
Dude, you're barely on the camera. Show the camera how well you're doing, Marcus.
I'm done now, I think. After I spilled all over fucking everywhere.
I'm pretty sure I have water in my lungs because I laughed mid-jug.
I don't know if you ever shotgun like kind of on an empty belly.
Yep.
Like you just
Oh,
got shot
dude.
in the stomach.
Remember that episode that I did it and I had to like sit down and catch my breath because the fuck like.
See, I can shotgun all day. That's fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like to like?
Yeah, even with water, it's just like it's not a good smooth flow. Kind of sucks. But welcome back to another episode of Two Drunk Guys and a Football Podcast. We actually have two guys this time since I'm still drinking water. I'm your host, Skinny Domestic.
And Marcus the Hammer Mary.
Today we have a guest, Jacob J.T. Thompson.
This is true.
He'll be our quarter two topic of the day, so that'll be fun to go over, especially after this last week being a Pats fan. So like always, quarter one review of the previous week. We'll start with college football because again, Marcus doesn't fucking watch it or pay attention to it.
No.
Who'd you watch this week?
Didn't Ole Miss one?
Yeah.
Did you watch the game?
I just know that they won. You want to know why? Because I got them in our pick'em thing.
So number 19, Oregon State beat number 10, Utah 21-7. Utah still has their backup.
Yeah.
Which I thought their starter was supposed to be back by now.
He tore his ACL conference championship last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a tough road back. But
it's getting to where the point he could be back soon. So I'm not too worried about Utah because they're still going to be top 15 probably.
Yeah.
USC beats Colorado 48-41.
That is kind of crazy. I didn't hear about that. No.
I shut the game off at halftime because of how bad it was.
I went home, so I had to start going over to my girlfriends and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, this game is kind of out of hand at this point. And then I checked it later. I was like, oh wow, they did okay. All right. USC's defense is really terrible. Noted. They're really bad.
It'll be interesting to see how that Pac-12 goes because like USC was like the clear-cut favorite to win it all, but with that defense playing like they did against Colorado, there's some other teams that I think might be making a case
that Utah game is gonna be like appointment television for sure. That's gonna be a great game. Their defense is good.
Number 22, Florida, which I don't even know how Florida was ranked, and not Kentucky, loses to Kentucky 14-33. Kentucky's undefeated. Should have been ranked. I don't know why they weren't, and Florida's been mediocre and was ranked.
The AP poll never respect those Hicks.
Nope.
It's just not gonna happen.
Number 3, Texas beat down number 24, Kansas 40-14. I was a little worried for a little bit. Texas didn't play well at the very beginning, and I was like, oh, Kansas might actually be able to hold this, and second half comes, and Kansas doesn't do shit.
I don't know what Kansas is doing. So, I didn't pay attention to that game very much, but I kept on seeing that Jacob Bean being put in, and I'm like, are they just, running, a rotational quarterback offense here? I know the Daniels cat's, elite, pretty good. I don't think it's
one of their touchdowns, too, was, the quarterback ran, got lit up, fumbled the ball, running back just happened to be right there to pick it up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he was down too. It was like they scored, and I'm like, yeah, that's not
just one of those lucky things, like Brian Robinson Jr. fumbling in the end zone. Terry McLaurin gets the fumble recovery and the touchdown.
That's terrible.
Then the one game, 20 Ole Miss beat LSU 55-49. The one game
damn right they did.
I was at a bar, and because my roommate were gonna go to a comedy show, and we're at a bar before. We're like, well, we gotta get a bet off real quick. So we're like, all right, LSU's down. I think they're a better team. So let's just place this bet right now, and we'll check after. And boy, howdy, were we very upset.
Dude, LSU was down two touchdowns plus at one point. Their offense has looked so bad a majority of their games.
What's their quarterback's name?
Daniels.
Yeah, is it Jaden Daniels?
JT Daniels.
JT Daniels. That's the Rice quarterback, JT Daniels.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But their quarterback, I don't know. I watched him at Arizona State. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna be great with LSU." it was like he sucked there too. It's not like he was like lighting it up. Like he was a very average quarterback, and then he's an average quarterback, and everyone's so shocked.
Brian Kelly just isn't it.
No,
Fake that Southern accent. Now he's faking the LSU team, I guess.
and Notre Dame's good too. So
yeah, number 11 Notre Dame beats number 17 Duke 21-14. Duke's
good.
making a case for a football team now, like being a football school, not just basketball. It's
The basketball blue bloods are showing out. Kentucky's good, Duke's good. Iowa State sucks, but whatever.
The Tar Heels were North Carolina.
Yeah,
was good for a little bit.
Drake May.
Yeah. Yeah, Notre Dame just has, for the talent that they have, they've they lost Ohio State very close, but they're not beating teams like you should be and fully expecting.
No.
When you have a 6-year quarterback, you'd think it'd be better.
Mr. Super Senior.
Yeah. 14 Oklahoma beats ISU 50-20.
That was tough.
Dude, Iowa State played a good game first half. they were like, hey, we're doing this. We're holding our own. And then the second half came and Oklahoma was just like, fuck you guys. We were just toying around.
And like my thing going into it was I was just like, I don't think Oklahoma's like world beaters. I think they're really good. I think they're definitely better than Iowa State. I don't see them blowing them out or like really messing them up. They really blew them out.
The spread was 19.5. And I was like, Iowa State's going to cover that. And I was like, oh, dang, they might. And then everything just went to hell. And I was like, well, fuck me, right? Of course. And then Iowa beat Michigan State 26-16, which now Iowa is out without their starting quarterback. So,
have you seen the absolute hoss that they have at quarterback now?
No.
He's like
boy.
6'3", 260.
Yeah, he's a big dude,
and he's built like Big Ben. He's built like Big Ben. He looks like he looks rough.
Does he look like, you remember that Giants quarterback that they had like in like the,
yeah,
you know who I'm
he
talking
played at
about?
Kentucky. He was
Big motherfucker,
so fat. Like he was so big.
He kind of reminds me of the old Raiders kicker, Janikowski too.
Yeah,
like just a big,
man.
big thick guy.
That's exactly.
Iowa, Brian Ferentz might be done after that because he's supposed to average 25 a game, and now with losing McNamara, it might be a big impact.
They could run the QB sneak 150 times and put up 27 points.
But they do have Cooper DeJean, which, dude, it's crazy. He has more touchdowns and he plays defense than like the whole Iowa starting like offense.
Yeah,
so,
really?
Like,
For
sure. Okay, so NFL news. We'll just start with injuries. Justin Herbert fractured finger on the non-throwing hand.
Saw that.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not too worried about it. Came back in. Yeah.
Dog.
Number one fantasy quarterback, potentially MVP if he keeps playing right.
Yeah.
The way the quarterbacks have been playing this year.
They can win some more games. What is he, 2-2 now?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, he plays the.
Is he 3-2 or 2-2? No, it's 2-2.
It's 4 games, so yeah, he's 2-2.
Yeah.
And then, the big game for them would be later this month on the 22nd weekend. They play the Chiefs in Kansas City, so.
That's all that's in that division right now.
Yeah, so if you can beat them, you potentially could take the division and make your case to be the better team that you should have been the last 3 years.
Dude, Brandon Staley's the worst coach in football.
Oh, he is.
He's the
100%.
worst coach in football.
You have a 6'6" quarterback and couldn't get a fourth and half a yard.
And he's so Justin Herbert is I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually like one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, like just straight up talent wise. He might be better than Mahomes. We just don't know because he has such a dumb head coach, so we just can't find out.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, and his coach is a defensive minded guy, so
their defense sucks.
Yeah, it
really
doesn't.
bad.
Well, think about it. Like this is one of the cases I always make. Out of his 26 wins, up into the season, of his 26 wins, half of them were fourth quarter comebacks. But then that doesn't, you have to think about all those fourth quarter games where he'd drive down the field, score a touchdown to be up, and then his defense gave up a touchdown with less than a minute left.
I think I saw a stat that they're historically right now like one of the worst run stopping offenses in the league.
And then you have Khalil Mack looking like
our
prime.
defenses.
Then you have Khalil Mack looking like prime Khalil Mack this week.
Dude, 6 sacks. That was crazy.
2 forced fumbles.
Dude, that reminds me of that Chandler Jones game that he had against Taylor Wan, actually at left tackle. And he just, the first game of the season, put up 7 sacks, and everyone's like, well, Chandler Jones is officially back, which he's in rough shape now.
Yeah.
But
All right. 6 sacks. All he needs is a couple more, man. He's
Kenny
had a great
Pickett,
season.
luckily no ACL, anything, just a bone bruise, so might miss a couple weeks with that, maybe a week.
Trubisky's interchangeable.
Yeah. Well,
I agree. I really do agree.
Well, at this rate, yeah. I wanted Kenny Pickett to have a good season, but he's kind of been underwhelming too. But bone bruise probably be out at least a week, you'd think, maybe, depending on that. Mike Evans, of course, hamstring, like always.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. It's going to happen every year.
Yep, without a doubt.
He can never stay healthy.
That's why I don't draft him in fantasy, even if it's like the best pick you make.
Yeah, like.
But he was like if you had Mike Evans on your team, you realistically could be 3-0 though.
Yeah. Well,
3-1 possibly if you.
He's going to miss the important games.
Yep.
Yeah.
T. Higgins with a rib fracture.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's an impact, especially when your offense still isn't getting it right. Kind of losing that second guy for him. Tyler Boyd's going to have to step up. Tre'Davious White tore his Achilles, so he's out. ACL, what was it, like a year ago? Now the Achilles, so we'll see how he bounces.
Healthy, he's one of the better corners in the league, too.
Not anymore.
Isn't he a linebacker?
No.
He's a corner, bro.
Yeah, Tre'Davious, yeah.
I bet. I thought he was a linebacker.
Now you're making me confused.
And then the two other injuries that hit closer to home for you, Matthew Judon with the
that hurts, man.
torn bicep tendon, and dude, Christian Gonzalez has been a real fucking stud. And
Christian Gonzalez is legitimately a stud. Like to cover AJ Brown like he did. Like AJ Brown had a few catches towards the end, but really he locked him down.
I
for that
wanted
Eagles game.
I wanted the Eagles to draft Christian Gonzalez, but clearly
Jalen Carter's
right there.
Like, oh, your sob story of having to get the best player from the draft.
I know, but
please,
Christian Gonzalez was one of the DBs that I wanted.
And Matthew Judon is a top 5 pass rusher. He's elite.
So
we're fucked.
Well,
I can't believe he tore his bicep because it was I thought he did something with his shoulder.
No, so it was his right here where it went and his arm twisted out on the
yeah, because I watched that whole game. Fucking hated watching every second of that game.
I didn't watch the whole game. I turned that shit off.
You also
I was in bed by 6:30. I'm not kidding you. I was in bed by 6:30 just laying down you
also have to think about they've been kind of shorted DB too.
Dude, no, we're missing our top 4.
Yeah,
we missed that entire Cowboys game. We're out our top 4 corners.
So if any of them come back this week, who knows?
Christian
that Pats defense is looking pretty rough. So games, Bills 48, Dolphins 20. Josh Allen had 5 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
They held Tyreek to 3 catches for 58 yards. So besides his first game of the year, he's had 2 games under 60 yards or something.
I knew that was going to happen though.
Yeah, we said the Bills were going to win. They came.
Well, and I thought they were going to smack the Dolphins too, just because you don't score 70 points, and then I feel like teams get into their head unless you have
they were definitely on a high horse
team where it's really well coached. Not to say Mike McDaniel isn't a good coach, but I just don't think he's that caliber of a coach.
The thing that just from listening to people talk about the difference between Bill Belichick is the weeks that you really mess up a team and really dominate is the weeks he'll come in and just show every single play that everybody fucked up and rip everybody the entire meeting the entire time. Be you guys didn't do good at all. Actually, you guys actually played terrible. You guys are terrible. You guys should really put your nose to the grindstone. He's a psychopath, and the Dolphins are, and I believe this, a candy ass team. They're Brian Kelly with Oregon. They are going to put up a lot of points. They will not be there at the finish line, though. I'll say that now.
I don't think so either.
No.
They'll probably with the Jets.
They'll be in the playoffs, but most likely. But
yeah,
when it comes to playoffs, they could easily be a first round exit. Realistically,
oh yeah.
There's just so much speed on that team, man.
Yeah, it's just
speed slows down come January.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you're used to hot Miami, and then you get in the cold,
have to play New England.
Go to play Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and it's good luck, dude.
Broncos fourth quarter comeback, 31-28 Bears.
Dude, Russell Wilson's playing really good.
Yeah,
nobody wants to talk about it.
He is. That team's bad though.
It is.
The defense is bad.
Their offensive line still piss poor, but
Russ has come back. He's looking more like vintage Russ.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that game is Justin Fields had 4 touchdowns, all passing and over 300 yards, and had 25 rushing yards.
Yeah,
that's crazy to think about it because.
Well, the Broncos defense also was missing Isaiah Simmons, Josie Jewell, who's their leading tackler, and then one other guy. So their defense is a little shorthanded, so that's why they kind of suck. But yeah, well, the thing is last year Justin Fields sucked ass for 3 weeks. Week 4, he came out and balled out, and now does he keep it up for the rest of the year?
Is it bad that I'd feel better about Justin Fields if he had like 150 yards and like 2 touchdowns rushing?
Probably. Yeah.
That's bad. Yeah, that's
You
bad.
want him to throw the ball. Like,
You
his
want him to
biggest
throw-
thing is he
No.
can't throw the ball.
No,
and then
but that's the thing though. Like I feel like if he rushed in that game, I'd feel better about him like season long because I'm like, at least he's doing what he's good at. Because like that's an easy team to throw against.
the Bears were just idiots and didn't kick the field goal.
Mhm.
No, yeah, it could have been a different. game.
You got to kick the field goal, make Russ drive down the field to either tie or actually win, not get it down into field goal range. Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. CJ Stroud might be the better quarter. Anthony Richardson's been playing well, but like overall,
Stroud's better.
yeah, overall quarterback right now, Stroud is looking good.
Stroud, yeah. I mean, props to their coach too. What's his name? I forgot it already.
D'Amico Ryan.
There we go. He's really good. Stroud, I hate Ohio State quarterbacks, so this sucks. But like, I guess 1 in 7 hitting isn't great for them anyway. But yeah, no, I'm so surprised at Stroud. He had like the worst Wonderlic score of all time too. Like where they're like, this dude's a real dumb.
Yeah,
and
everybody's like,
and then he turned out to just balling out.
Dude's so dumb. Can he read defenses? And he's doing exactly what he can. He's putting them, throwing that he can.
I mean, he was most definitely the right pick right there for sure.
Well, and then like, just the Steelers' defense is good. So the fact that he was put up 30 on him, very impressive to me. Vikings beat the Panthers 21-13.
You're damn right. I was hoping they wouldn't win, actually.
You're already tanking for Caleb Williams, aren't you?
Dude, I am. And it's not because it's not like Kirk's playing bad or anything. I just want to, you know what I want to see on Sundays? I want to see some crazy shit. I want to see some K1 shit. I don't even care anymore. Like, I've been a Vikings fan for so long. Let's not pay a quarterback for like 4 years and see some crazy shit for once.
Dude, and like, realistically, I don't. If you guys can keep Brian Flores, your guys' defense will be good.
Yeah.
I don't. That's how I felt when Patriots drafted Mac. I was like, I don't want to see a bad Tom Brady. I want to see somebody do dumb shit. Like,
you want to see some crazy shit. Like, honestly, like there's a little legitimate chance that K1 is a Vikings quarterback next year at some point. Nice, good pull. And like, I'm not even going to be mad about it. Like, it'd be a waste of money. We're never going to win a playoff game. But, God, it'd be so cool to watch. It'd be like 3 picks, and then you're like, oh, but the Hail Murray.
50% of your fucking cap space would be going to him and JJ. Like, you guys would have
no,
money.
you guys need a rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
you guys have to draft a rookie
yeah,
quarterback.
If you're going to pay JJ the amount of money you guys need.
That's why I'm like, I
Let me talk to you about Bo Nix.
Dude.
Yeah. No.
Another Oregon quarterback that's going to come in, and I think he's going to be pretty decent. Not Justin Herbert decent, but
I'd be okay with that. I just, you know what, but God, as a Minnesota Vikings fan, like, Kirk Cousins has been the best quarterback I've seen us play with since Favre. Even though, I loved my Teddy B and stuff like that, but like everyone else, like I've just watched so much bad quarterback play, and like I just have such Christian Ponder, like, syndrome where I'm like, are we gonna get another Christian Ponder? He played at Florida State. Or Florida. He was really good. Like, that was Florida State.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins throwing picks still though. That picks, dude. He's getting together.
Kirk Cousins is perfectly average. Perfect.
This was kind of a shocker to me. The Bucks upset the Saints 26-9.
It really was like the Bucks team is really good foundation. They just have Baker, and so everyone's like, he must suck. But like,
he's playing good football.
I love me a little Baker.
I
love me a little Baker.
He's playing the I don't give a fuck football.
Yeah,
like he can leave everything on the table because
that's the best kind of football.
Yeah. But just shocking. Like the Saints have been so good that their defense gave up a lot. And then I don't think Derek Carr should have played with his shoulder because he did not look good at all. Just fucking, if you throw in Jameis. Jameis was 2-1 against the Bucks. You had a better chance throwing Jameis into.
Dude, Jameis is. I love Jameis so much simply because of how just the things he does is just so much fun to watch.
It is.
Well, a 360 no scope into the defense. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
And then
Give me that every Sunday.
The shit he says is fucking hilarious.
Dude.
The W.
The W.
What was that? Like, the time when he took off and didn't play football, he was like, and then I realized I love football. Maybe not playing football, but I just love football over just the stupid shit he says. Like
He is funny.
Skylar loves him just because he's being a Bucks fan, and Skylar, and I agree with it that when Jameis is done playing football, he needs to go be a commentator or something.
100%.
Just for the stupid shit that we can hear during during
He
the time.
straight up said that if he's like with my touchdown interception ratio, he's like, I mean, if you're hitting 30% in baseball, that's you're in the Hall of Fame. So like honestly, he was like, yeah, I mean, come on, I'm hitting 50-50 right now.
Maybe when he's done with football, we'll actually hear the the real Crab Lake story on air. He just completely.
Dude. I had him once he did the 30 for 30 in fantasy. Dude, he was fucking awesome. That was so badass. That was like having Blake Bortles when they had Saxonville, and he was shitty, but he threw for 8,000 yards.
Absolute storybook ending to throw a pick six last play of the game to get the 30 and 30.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 100%.
NFL scripted.
100%.
Yeah. Eagles beat the Commanders 34-31. Dude,
that was a good game.
Sam Howell is showing signs that he can be a baller. He's got a good offense around him. But man, the Eagles should have. The Eagles were.
I told you the Eagles are not that good of a team.
It's
the Eagles have a fantastic defensive line and very mid corners.
Yeah, it's the DBs that are really fucking. It's that what's his name, Job, our DB3 dude. He cannot guard worth a shit. We just picked up a guy today, actually. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Played for the Saints and somebody else. I think the Dolphins, but need to figure that out because you have a great defensive line. You can get the pass rush, you can get the pressures, but you got to be able to cover downfield with that too.
Yeah,
if it's just a nightmare, and especially to tie the game, you can't let that happen in the end zone to do that. I'm just happy that Rivera didn't go for two. Said that the offense was gassed.
I thought he was. I thought that was a dumb thing not to do. If you're coming in because was that in Philly too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not go for the win? That's what I would do. Don't take it to OT. Just go for the win.
Yeah. And then luckily, Jake Elliott, my man, statistically been the best kicker since 2021, I think. So
no big deal.
Yeah. Taking the reign from Justin Tucker slowly but surely. All right. And then lastly, the Cowboys.
All right. I gotta talk for a second. Okay, so that was the worst quarterbacking performance I've ever seen in a Patriots uniform.
1,000%.
That was so bad. And the frustrating part about it is if you just mentally did the math as the score kept on getting higher of well, if we didn't give up those 2 touchdowns just on stupid plays by the quarterback, we're actually in this game. And running those numbers in your head the entire time of just wow, our defense actually isn't doing too bad. I don't know. I wasn't super impressed with the Cowboys. Our defense, we had no corners. Our top 4 corners were out. Yeah. They couldn't do anything. And our offensive line sucks. It's the worst I've ever felt about a Patriots team. And it's week 4.
Yeah. Well, I watched that whole game, and you know what was the most concerning about it all? Once Mac Jones went to the bench, he was smiling.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. He was I think he was trying to laugh. I think he was doing. You ever seen somebody who's when they were about to cry, they smile?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of that. I know Mac cares. I just
I'm sure he does.
I think he's having Sam Darnold when he was seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
I think he's that offensive line is so terrible.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've seen Mac, all the throws he has to make is on the roll, not planned, not scripted rolls to throw it. That's
Yeah. Speaking of the Cowboys, one of the stats I saw today was Dak has only amounted for 24 of the 124 points that the Cowboys have scored this year.
Yeah.
Dak is ass. I've said this.
But think about
and the defense.
Be careful because you know who his brother is. Kirk Cousins.
No, Kirk's better than Dak. 1,000%. Yes, he is.
Just a crazy mid off to have.
Dude, it pretty much is. But yeah, Dak's only scored 24 of the 124 Cowboys
That's a
points.
Great stat.
That's
bad.
It's what 23% or some shit. That just
that defense is so good. I told you that before, and you're
okay. They're still playing ass. They have not played a good team. We'll see how they play.
Who have the Eagles played that was good?
I'm not saying that the Eagles are
exactly. The Eagles are ass. I told you they're the worst 4-0 team.
there's only 2 teams that are 4-0. So God, I wondered.
Of all time, besides the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Bradford, that was a lie.
Oh God,
5-0 Minnesota. That was a goddamn lie. And we thought Jake Long was gonna save our fucking team.
I just think we'll find out how that defense plays this week when they actually play an offense that can score 30 points.
Who are they playing?
The Niners.
Oh, dude, they're fucked. They're fucked. The Niners are the best team in the league by
yeah.
very, very healthy margin.
The crazy thing to me is Jalen Hurts has played like shit, and he's like amounted for like 43% of the total scores for the Eagles. It's just weird, like just how bad he's been playing. It's like, wow, he's done that, much, and he's a top 3 quarterback thing. Like just weird shit.
It's because he runs. I told you, it's because he runs. The thing about Jalen Hurts too is he had one good year, and everyone just chalks him up as a top 3 quarterback. Is he really though?
I really think, and I firmly believe that he's way closer to Brock Purdy than he is to like the Patrick Mahomes level. Like if you were to tier them,
I would agree with that.
Like he's closer to Brock down here than he is even close to like
I would
Mahomes
say,
or even Herbert. Like he can't touch what Herbert can do.
I would say he's like, I believe as an Eagles fan, he's probably like low end top 10.
Yeah,
like,
but that's all you guys need to win a Super Bowl, realistically.
He can throw, but he's not a Justin Herbert or Patty Mahomes type thrower. He has the running ability, which this year it's been kind of ass. Like I feel like we're forced. The big thing is everything when he runs feels forced, and that's the problem. Is when you force it, it doesn't look. It's not going to go as you plan.
He's just in like the second best offense in the whole NFL right now.
Well, the line is really
that's what I mean though. They got a solid group of receivers. It doesn't matter who the running back is as long as they're competent. So. And the fact that
Jonas was really
good. Yeah, he is good.
All right, we got to move on to quarter 2.
We didn't talk about the Giants and.
Do you really want to talk about the Giants and Seahawks game? Do you really?
What do you want to talk about from that?
That Kenneth Walker won me the game last night.
Kenneth Walker, DK, and freaking Gino. Gino's pissed though, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it. Yeah, fuck it. No, girl got nothing.
All right, quarter 2, all about JT, and then a little bit of bad betting at the end. So JT, just to start it off, your, I guess, background of your sports history, football history, just why are you a Pats fan? Other fans of other sports teams, just
so. Growing up, like my dad wasn't like a big like sports fan. My mom like kind of rooted for the Vikings, but I was like, this fucking sucks. And I like as a kid, I loved Tom Brady. So I did like a report in like the 4th grade on like you could do a report on whatever you want. I did it on Tom Brady, and I just like absolutely loved the guy. Like he was like just reading his back history. Like as a kid, he like got really frustrated because he was slow as shit, and then he eventually started like winning like some like races in the schoolyard and shit, and like that's just like kind of like his background of like why. And so ever since then, I rode with them, and like people give me shit for being like a homer. You live in Iowa, how the fuck are you a Patriots fan? Which is fair, Like I'm not. If I went to Boston, I'd never be like I'm just as big a fan as you. Like it's not. You can't. Like I didn't grow up in that environment. But to be fair, from the time I really started being a Patriots fan, which was like 2006 on, it was hell for like up until 2015 because we had 2 giant Super Bowl losses with the best team that you ever could assemble. and heartbreaking losses. I asked my mom to please let me not go to school after the 2007 Patriots loss. I was crying as a child, like, please don't make me go, because I knew how mean my friends were going to be. And they were. They lived up to the hype. They were very mean, and they made me feel very bad about myself.
That does not shock me at all.
No, and to be fair, I was probably pretty cocky that entire year.
How much shit did you talk in 2007, though? That's probably every day.
Every day. Dude, I came in, I was just like, is your team as good as mine? Nope.
Marcus probably sat there as a sad Vikings fan. He's like, oh, I can't wait. And then he sees them lose the next day. Marcus is writing down in a notebook everything he's going to come at Jacob with.
Dude, I was in shambles. And then, they, from there on, 2010 hit again, and Giants again. Like, that was so fucked up. That was so fucked up for them to do Giants back-to-back Super Bowl losses. Like, and we had the better team by a country mile both years. Oh, my.
Damn you, Mario Manningham.
Mario Manningham and David Tyree. First of all, that David Tyree catch, let's get that straight. That should have never been called a play because there's 9 different holding calls. There's 5 offensive linemen. There's 9 different holding calls. Like, I've watched the play a million times, it's been like holding. Yeah, again, twice for that guy. Yeah, no, so that was rough. And then 2015 struck.
And you thought it was going to be another one too, didn't you?
Yep, with Curse on the sideline with an insane catch, bobble off the leg, drove it down. And then Tom Brady did what I think is the most important thing that you can have in a quarterback, which is a 2-minute drive down the field when you have nuts have to be to the floor.
Yeah.
And that's what I balance every quarterback by. Can they put their nuts to the floor and drive it? That's why I don't like running quarterbacks, because I'm like, oh, you spend most of your time running? Okay, well, guess what? You're not going to be as good at fucking reading the field. Sorry, you can't have both.
Yeah.
And so he let him down the field, scored, and then the Giants, and it was beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. And then 2016 hit. Falcons. Let me tell you guys, the best day of my fucking life, and I will no holds barred. I had a lot of money, about $150 as a college kid, so that was more than I had in my account by a shot, and I needed this to hit. In a dorm room, about 7 guys, real tight space, a lot of dudes, pretty smelly, and they came back and won. And that was like, I never seen anything like that. 28-3 will forever live. Like, I watch those highlights every time they come up on Twitter, get a little sad, and then watch them. But yeah,
the funny thing about that too is I called you after that.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Fuck you, Marcus." And I was like, because that was the year. It was like after that, it wasn't trendy to be like. It was like everyone was like hating on Brady, so I was like, you know what, fuck this. I like Brady. Brady's the fucking turned into the GOAT. I was like, I'm going for Brady in the Super Bowl. Everyone's like, fuck Tom Brady. You know, like it got old.
Yeah.
The Tom Brady hate got old after a while. I was like, you know, fuck it. 2015, I was like, I'm with Brady. You know, he's the shit. He won at that time. What, he had 4 Super Bowls or something like that?
Yeah, 4.
Well, yeah, he had 4 then.
And no, so I didn't know you had this switch, right? When you called, I thought you were still a fuck Brady guy. So I was just like, perfect. Thank you, dude. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I was like, Jacob, I went with them. And you're like, oh, that's good.
But no, then, that night, after it happens, we open our dorm door, and dudes are all around the floor losing their fucking mind. A dude runs by butt ass naked, just doing laps. Like, and I was like, it was the most, that was awesome. 2018 one wasn't nearly as fun, but it was a nice little tip of the cap. Yeah, now we're here. They suck. I don't know. I love good football. I absolutely love good football, and I hate bad football. And so, like, that's where, like, I really hate the Patriots right now. It's a lot of bad football. I always shit on the Hawkeyes because I'm like, you guys are good, but it's bad football. Football's my favorite thing. I like other sports, but really football is the biggest thing for me. I love football so much.
This is a hot take, but do you think Bill Belichick's on the hot seat this year?
No, I don't think so. I think so. If you look back on the guy that has the actual, I'm forgetting his name right now, the actual wins record for a coach. He was a coach for the Dolphins.
Don Shula?
Don Shula, yes. He sucked so much for like 9 years after he won his last Super Bowl. I think he just wants to get that record.
Might take a while at this rate.
What?
Might take a while at this rate.
Yeah, no, at this rate it's going to be tough. We need to get like, he has to have like 3 more seasons of these wins, I guess. But I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think the problem with Bill is he builds a defense so that you can win by only scoring 28 points. If you score 28 points, you're going to win. So that's a touchdown a quarter. You need to average a touchdown a quarter. And when you don't have a quarterback in there that can score a touchdown a quarter, it's going to look ugly. But like, if you look at the Patriots, they are not giving up. Like, when they gave up 31,
2 of those were
on the offense. Like, the defense is always going to be there, and that's what Bill's really good at. He really fucked up by having Matt Patricia last year.
Well, the other one too is y'all suck at drafting wide receivers, or wide receivers don't pan out when you draft them.
No,
and you guys pay the wrong. Like the wide receiver room really is not that great,
dude. But they have 1,000 average wide receivers in that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's like you have like 12 wide receiver threes.
Well, and like the reason that is, I think, with drafting receivers is when we have Brady, drafting receivers doesn't really work because Brady's such a read guy. On like if you listen to Edelman, he was on a podcast and he was like, Brady, when we really got to our best, he knew which way I was breaking by which way my weight was loaded on my cut. So like he knew where I was going, and like there wasn't even a set route. He'd be like, I'd have 4 routes per play call that I could run, and he would know which way I was going, and we'd both read the defense together. Asking a rookie receiver to do that shit is insane.
Yeah.
It took Edelman 6 years to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so like that's why it's like, like we do it with Welker and like Amendola and Edelman and Malcolm Mitchell wasn't a great draft pick who just happened to tore his ACL and never played again. Like that one, if you watch the Falcons Super Bowl, he was the reason we got down the field, was Malcolm Mitchell. He was exceptional. He just tore his ACL and could never perform the same. And so, like, they're drafting receivers, too. I'm like, okay, cool. We drafted 2 of the best tight ends. Yes, I count Aaron Hernandez. He was framed, clearly.
I remember that one. That was funny in high school.
And I was right. He actually got off one of those because he was framed. He got acquitted from one of the murders because he was actually framed. So guess what? I was fucking right.
And I love like, when was it, like 2019 or 2018, where they brought out all like the what they do that it's where they did like, it wasn't Netflix, maybe it was like Amazon Prime or somewhere they did
Netflix
like
did a documentary on him,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
were like basically made it sound like he was just a homosexual.
Yeah,
He was a murderer. Little did know he was gay as fuck.
Yeah,
he was like, his friends like, I used to suck him off all the time. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know this is what I was watching.
No, yeah, that was absurd.
Of course, they attack his sexuality when he's dead and can't speak for himself.
Yeah. Because being a homosexual makes you kill people.
Yeah.
That's what they were trying to go for.
And that was bad, dude. The Aaron Hernandez thing, I was like, all right, this is fucking rough. But dude, he had some of the best routes you've ever seen from a tight end.
He was fucking good.
He was better than Gronk. Like he was better than Gronk, and like people don't like to talk about it. But yeah, no, like drafting rights, that doesn't bug me. Like if you look at all his 4th round corners that he's turned into all pros, it washes that away immediately. And that's not even talking about the linemen and all the other stuff. Like he's one of the best GMs they've ever seen. It's just he's not good on the offensive talent, and he's not good. He's not a Mike McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan of like, give me a monkey that can throw a 5-yard out, and I will give you an 11-win team. Like that's not Belichick. Like, and so that's what's it called?
At this rate, you just bring up Malik Cunningham,
dude. And no, that's my thing. I want to see Malik Cunningham. Because I'm tired of watching a shitty version of Tom Brady.
Well, the other one too is with the line. You gotta be able to fucking run.
You gotta move.
You know what Mac Jones don't do? He don't fucking move.
When did you guys get a bad line? Because it always feels like you guys always have a top 10.
So
I know there's been some injuries.
Dante Scarnecchia was our offensive line coach for the entire time they were good. And Dante Scarnecchia he was one of the best line coaches of all time because he brought in just absolute rum-dums and made them work as a team, and they became good. So we lost him and Ernie Adams, who were like, Ernie Adams was a defensive play coordinator who would like scout defensive plays. That's how Malcolm Butler made that pick. It was Ernie Adams drew up that play, like they run this on goal line sometimes. They ran it like 7 times over the season. Like he's that kind of guy. Like they ran it 7 times, just be prepared for this. Stuff like that. And then Dante Scarnecchia was our offensive line coach, and he was elite. And we lost him over the last few years. So that's where the line got bad, I think. Honestly, like we don't have bad talent. Like we have, Cole Strange, I think, is good. David Andrews is obviously a really good center, but like other than that, Michael Onwenu, like they're good. They just don't have a good offensive line coach, I don't think.
Yeah. So one question we ask everybody that's on this is: you have 10 attempts. Let's say you're running behind the Philadelphia Eagles line. You get 10 attempts. How many total yards are you getting?
Are injuries on or off? like that's the biggest question here, dog.
The injuries are off. Clearly,
injuries are off.
Like you get 10 real attempts. How many total yards can you gain?
I think realistically, I could get in 10 attempts 9.5 yards. 10. Like if there's like a wide zone, I know I can run through a wide zone, but yeah, I'd be so scared. I would literally be the first running back to slide into a zone. Like I hate getting hit, dude. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
So like I like maybe 10. Like I'd be like I'd see one person.
This motherfucker said 30 yards.
30 yards.
I'm gonna fucking put my shoulder down.
Dude, it doesn't matter if you put your shoulder down.
I'm going as hard as I can.
Their smallest corner would put you in a coffin.
Like
you don't understand. Like
imagine just like Bobby Wagner waiting in that hole for you, dude. Like
so, like imagine Ski with a blindside hit on you, dude. Ski's small, he would take you out. Ski's small and fast.
Hey.
He is nowhere near an NFL quarterback, but he's a great quarterback.
Here's the thing, though. I did play with 2 players that made it into the NFL. I'm gonna tell you, they were really good. Like they were way better than anything that you can imagine. And the players that I played with at Ellsworth that were like I thought NFL talent and were not anywhere close. Like I get it, but I'm gonna be a dog, dude. I'm not gonna give a fuck.
what did I say? I said like Alonzo said 6 before he got injured.
Here's the thing. I thought Alonzo would be like, yeah, I'm gonna get like 100 yards.
Yeah,
so.
dude. I really thought Alonzo. Alonzo humbled himself.
Yeah,
in
he
that
did
question.
humble himself. He's like, yeah, he's like not as strong as I once was.
I think I said like 8. Like I'm taller and bigger, so I'd be able to like.
I am
fall
hiding
forward.
behind Jason Kelsey, and I'm gonna fucking run.
Dude.
See, like I'm quick for like a flag football field.
Yeah.
Like out there, like dude, Jalen Carter could probably beat me in the foot race. So like
probably, yeah.
So like that's tough. Like
I've always said that though. Like you were like the perfect build for flag football.
yeah, that's why I talk so much shit. Like I talk a lot of shit. And
I know.
I only talk shit to the people that talk shit, though. To be fair,
Jacob, the amount of times that I thought that as a team we're gonna have to get into a fight.
the last one, like this last weekend, I literally like he was hooping and hollering, and I was like, we could avoid it though.
You
And
get people like they want to kill you. Jacob.
Yeah,
Like, I don't get like I'm like sitting there like I don't even hear it half the time. Sometimes I'll hear it and I'll just laugh. But like you get there and then it's just me. Like I'm like, oh, how's it going? No, what are we doing? Like I just make friends with Jacob's like, yeah, fuck you. You fucking suck. I'm
Marcus
like,
is
okay.
Marcus is friendly with everybody. Everybody's shaking his hand, and Jacob's like,
it's different though because I'm on defense, right? So like when I'm on defense, I land out at corner. Some dude sees me, 5'8", white as shit, and he's just like, take the top. I got him right here. So I have to talk shit at that point. That's
6'8" Billy.
Yeah. And guess what? He's 0 for 0 on trying to catch on me. So
Yeah.
so that's the thing. Like as soon as like if they're really disrespectful, they're like, no, fucking easy. I'm just like, yeah, throw a pussy. Like I have to, or else.
You know what my favorite thing about you on defense is? You are probably the best person at cheating. I have never met someone that is a better DB at holding and getting away with it than you.
Because everyone they hold, they're far away, and you grab them. No, you wait till they're close, and you just grab their hip, and then you're like, guess what? We're the same speed now, so you can't leave. So
Well, you also point up too is this last week, Jacob didn't have a ball thrown his way. It was all slant routes in the middle, and shit are the other side. Jacob did not have a ball thrown his way.
No, that's because of Mike. We'll move off flag football.
Yeah.
That's because of Mike. Because Mike doesn't understand what's going on.
No, you're good. Got anything else? You've played football with him in high school. I didn't play with you guys. You guys were the same grade.
Yeah, no, honestly, I really regret playing football my senior year. That was really dumb. Like when I went into the weight room one time, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm putting up more weight than the lineman, and I'm pretty small." That's tough. That's tough.
It was bad. Like there were only like legitimately okay. There were people like I probably cared too much. Sometimes you just gotta not give a fuck once it's playing like that. And I probably cared too much and got in my head sometimes. But like our whole team, like our offensive lineman, I was a terrible. Like I played tight end. I was a terrible blocker. I tried, but I was not a good blocker. Yeah, I was a bad blocker. I was receiving tight end for sure. If we even had
with your
that.
12 catches.
Yeah, 12 damn right.
Yeah.
But
hey, you averaged like 14 yards though.
they split me out after a while. Then they're like, "Well, fuck it, anything will work."
Yeah.
But our linemen were really bad. They were weak as fuck. Like people that should have been like, in there because they all outweighed us, at some point. But it was all just fat. Like they were like, I remember I was lifting more than most of our linemen till like our senior year, and even then they weren't really putting up that much more. It's like, you guys weigh like 250 pounds, man. Like, what
No,
are you doing?
and like it was just like once I talked to our coach Hardy, he came to me. He's like, "Hey, Thompson, so did you hate me in high school?" I was like, "No, I didn't hate you." And then like we started talking about shit, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Me and the coaches, we knew you guys were gonna suck." Basically, he was like, "We knew that was a fucking lost cause," and like he basically came up and told me he was like, "We knew." Like he was like,
literally after
"There's no chance you guys were gonna be good."
After like our class, even before maybe too, in terms of size, like size went from shit after.
Bro, if oh my god,
because
your guys' class would have been so fucking good if you, Joel, and Jeremiah had gone out. Like that team was a fucking playoffs for sure, borderline state
it would have
qualifying.
been good if Jeremiah at quarterback with Ben and Will as wide receivers would have been fucking crazy.
Deadly.
Yeah, it would have.
But like, yeah, no, it is what it is.
I always thought though we were better than 0-9. I just felt like we had a terrible line. That's really what put us down.
That was the big thing. Is you guys literally, like, I came to a couple of your games your senior year. It was literally like Tay would get the ball and he'd have to run 50 yards just to gain a yard because of how everybody else was bad. Yeah, just
putting Tay at running back worked a little bit, but yeah, it was just.
Admittedly, I got the yips. Admittedly,
we all did though.
Admittedly, no, dude, I dropped a touchdown and then I dropped like 5 after. I dropped like 5 balls in a row. They were wild.
Perry football is turning around. They're actually putting up points now.
And like that's the thing. We were like, we were never gonna be good. Like we maybe could have beat Adele.
I think we could have won at least 1 or 2 games. I'm not saying we would have like been great, but like
blame it on the coaching. That's what just blame it on the coaching.
No, yeah, and like it is.
It was mentality. I actually like.
Yeah.
I never was a big like Perry coaching staff type of guy, but I will say a lot of it was the mentality of the players. Players did not give a shit.
Yeah.
Like there was like if you saw people and there was all skilled positions, it was never linemen in the weight room, and you kind of want the opposite.
Yeah. All right, last part of Q2 bad betting. Still haven't fucking hit a parlay this year, but that's why we call it bad betting. All right. So Marcus actually helped me with this one today. So maybe with Marcus input, we have Baltimore playing Pittsburgh. We have the Ravens covering 3.5 against Pitt, with or without Kenny Pickett. We don't care.
3.5 only.
Yeah, 3.5.
Damn.
Texans play Atlanta, and we have the Texans covering 1.5. They're plus 1.5, so we have them covering that, potentially winning probably. Dolphins. Who did they play this week?
Played the Bills last week.
Yeah.
The Dolphins play.
Why can't I find? Oh, they play the Giants, and they are favored by 10.5.
Why did they get 2 London games in a row?
I don't know.
That
Because
was
they're
really
moving.
weird.
Because they're low key gonna move Jacksonville to London if they do. Like, it's gonna happen.
That'd be such a bad move
I know,
for a franchise. That'd be terrible.
It can't be worse than Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But think about it. Who would want to fly every fucking game?
Yeah. But we have the Dolphins covering 10.5 against the Giants.
I like the Giants.
I don't know. And then Marcus and I were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it," because at some point this offense has to figure it out. We have the fucking Bengals covering 3 against Arizona. Like,
if the Cardinals are still trying to tank, they'll help you cover. But
which
I don't know if they're trying to tank because they're so fucking competitive.
yeah, like that's the big thing.
Their defense is good, and like Josh Dobbs is, he might be better than Mac Jones. I hate to say it.
Dude, I don't get it.
Cheers. We'll go into quarter 3 now. Oh, you're not gonna drink anything?
Oh yeah, I know. That's stupid of me. Like getting a safety. That was so bad. I know Mike was. DJ told me later that Mike was so mad.
Well, at the game?
At me getting the safety.
Why?
Because I got a fucking safety. It literally cost us the game.
Well, we lost by 3, not 2.
No.
So.
Yeah, but if you think about it, we would have been able to go for 1.
Yeah.
But hey, you had a fucking zinger to me on the sideline.
I had a zinger to fucking Rob in the back too.
Which one was that
The
one?
game to end the game.
To end
Jacob
the
threw that ball to Rob.
Oh,
back.
you threw that ball?
Yeah. I
did a
layered it
double
over the
pass.
cornerback's head back to Rob in the back.
Yeah. If you would have waited like a half second, I could have maybe like
You
got
know the
in front of the
safety
cornerback.
play? If you would have looked at me for 1 second, I killed that DB. Like, the DB's like, dude, I don't know why he didn't throw it to you. Because you would have, I was running the comeback, we would have had a first down.
Because
you were getting, I get it.
I've never been able to knock it around the edge.
Yeah.
I've always got around the edge. I always get around the edge. And I didn't get around the edge, and then I backpedaled one more time, and I fucking fucked it up.
Sometimes those are my favorite time to, like, catch a pass, because once you, like, make a crazy pass, I'm like, you got to catch that pass. You got to make JT feel good. Like,
dude, if you didn't catch that pass, I was going to kill you. I was like,
hey.
But it was because it was a hard ass pass to catch, but I was just like, I was so tired.
Jacob, me on the sideline doing that shit. If I'm anything, I'm toe tapped. I toe tap like a motherfucker. You got to give me
He's
that.
the Julio Jones of flag.
I fucking toe tap like a son of a bitch, dude.
You do toe tap. You also do have like one of the biggest frames in the league, and we'll be like, yeah.
Not this year.
Nope,
not this year.
I know.
I fucking tried to play so big this year for you.
Yeah, I know. You done a good job. You fucking lit that shit. You were so hyped up, you didn't even dap me up. You were like, you were running through.
Well, because the dudes were trying to say you didn't catch it and all that shit too.
Yeah, I was like, fuck no. I know I caught that for sure.
All right, quarter 3. Start it off, Marcus.
Fantasy football.
Fantasy.
We'll start out with great performances from last week. Number 1 is one that I really don't want to fucking talk about. But for the second time this year, I've got 40 points scored on me by a player, and it's fucked me and lost me a league in Skinny's, or lost me a week in Skinny's league. And
to who?
CMC.
Who'd you lose to?
Lost to you and your father.
Yeah.
CMC, 48 points.
Yep.
Could have had more.
I watched that game. I can't tell you how pissed I was. Every single time he touched the ball, 10 yards, 8 yards. Like, it was like, I don't know how many yards he averaged that game, but it had to be like fucking like 8.5.
He's the NFL's Eminem right now, dude.
He is.
He's one that everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's Adrian Peterson. Oh, yeah.
As long as he stays
healthy. No, it's be like Christian McCaffrey. Actually, let me speak.
As long as he stays healthy, I'm okay.
Dude, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best players in the league by a long shot. Like he's so fucking good.
It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Like he's someone that I wish he was a fucking Patriot, because he should have been a Patriot. Like the fact that he wasn't.
Why are you saying that, brother?
You know exactly what I'm saying. A short white guy that can run and catch the ball, dude. That's exactly what Bill Belichick wants.
Imagine if we put Julian Edelman at running back.
Oh, yes. Bill Belichick's wet dreams.
Yeah, pretty much. So I went with the guy I left on the bench and still kicked your ass, Nico Collins. 35 fucking points, 2 touchdowns, like 140 yard. Dude had a hell of a game, and CJ Stroud really likes him. So
that Texans team makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
It is so much better than it should be.
Well, and you think about a team that has not been able to run the ball well. Usually when you can't run the ball, he doesn't open up the pass game really for you. Like, I guess this last week, Dameon Pierce did have 81 rushing yards, but it wasn't very good, 81. And then he's only had, like, I think like his highest before that was 38. So the fact that they're still able to put up 300 passing yards in a game while winning and still not being able to run the ball is pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, as a Dameon Pierce owner, I'm well aware of the stats.
Yeah, I got him in 2 weeks too. I traded for him actually because I was like, he's got to start breaking.
Rookie QB, he's gonna get the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Feed him the rock, brother.
That's what I said. And then he's averaging like 1.8 yards a carry. It's like, God damn it, fuck me. I don't want to get rid of you because like at some point something's got to work. But yeah, Nico Collins will never be put on my bench again unless it's his bye week. So
they're not me. Next one. Josh Allen, 38 points. It was a good game by Josh Allen.
5 total touchdowns.
You know what's crazy about Josh Allen? He's like, I think he's like quarterback like number.
He's 2 or 3.
I don't think he's that. I think he's like 5 because he had a really rough game 1 against the Jets. But he's doing it without rushing. He's throwing the fuck out of the ball. Dude.
Yeah.
And he's typical Josh Allen where he throws a lot of picks and, you know, he looks crazy one play and then he looks like the worst quarterback in the league the next. But, like, he's He's doing pretty good.
In my humble opinion, I think he's Kirk Cousins with horsepower.
Are we really gonna do that?
So
Everybody's everybody's
above.
Kirk Cousins. Just everyone's some shape of Kirk Cousins. Just,
It used to be Phillip Rivers, where it's like he's good enough but not good enough to get it done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love Kirk Cousins, damn it.
you gambled on taking Josh Allen. You're like, he's there. If it works out, it works out.
I have him and Kirk, so I have like 2 top 3 quarterbacks that I can't get rid of. No one wants either. I'm like,
Because we know your asking price, Marcus, and I offered you Drake London and Allen Robinson. Take it or leave it. All right.
Oh, fuck you. Kirk's worth everything. Kirk for CMC or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. My next guy is a guy that you were high on coming into this year. I call him AR-15, but it's not 15 anymore. But Anthony Richardson, 29 points.
I told you. I've said it from day one. Well, Anthony Richardson's looked better than I thought he would. He is.
Oh, yeah.
He has played well, and it's like he's still completing like 50%
He's making
of
Michael
the
Pittman
completions.
relevant. Like,
Yeah.
Who would have thought Michael Pittman with like Matt Ryan or Carson Wentz
Couldn't make him relevant.
Yeah, couldn't make him relevant, but then it's Anthony Richardson. The one
It's
making
very Cam Newton-esque.
yes.
What he's doing right now. And like the thing I worry about him is like with Josh Allen, with Cam Newton, is he's going to take one hit to his shoulder and be like, well, we had a good run, boys.
Well,
like,
yeah,
he's going
it's
to.
it's like week 1 after they played Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, when they played the Jags, Trevor Lawrence told him at the end of the game, you can't take hits like you were taking in this game, or you're going to be out of the league very quickly. Like,
So I have him in my league, in my 2 quarterback league. I got him for like $25 because we did an auction. Oh god, dude, fucking saved my team for sure. But every single week, I just sit there, and every single time I see him get hit, I'm like, please don't get hurt.
yeah.
Because he just plays so aggressive. But I mean, that was a crazy game against the Rams. He played really well.
He made some
second half.
He threaded some deep throws over the middle, over safeties. That's like elite level throwing.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he'll be good. But he's totally that player that's going to be in the league for 5 years, put up some crazy numbers, and blow out something.
yeah, blow his body out because he's taken too many hits, just whatever, and he's already got 1 concussion. So
Yeah. What's 2?
Two was around, and
yeah,
we watched the man die on
Is
the
Tua
field.
good, or is Tua just a byproduct of like the fastest team in NFL?
Tua's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league.
You know what Tua is? He's just the Hawaiian Kirk Cousins, all right?
I love it. Another one.
Yeah.
You're damn right. You can win with that.
He's a short Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Just Kirk Cousins.
If you didn't have those weapons, he'd be like Kirk Cousins with the Commanders. You
Yeah.
know? Just couldn't win, but put up decent stats. But
Well, you like that though, didn't you?
It was average. Next guy.
My favorite. I saw it already. I'm so excited for you to say it. Say his name.
Puka Nacua.
That's fucking right. Big Puka Nacua guy.
I stole him in my league, and he has saved my team. He is a big reason why I am 3-1. Actually beat Scott. Sorry, Scott. But Puka's touchdown sealed the deal for me and won me a league last.
Dude, his
won me a game
reception.
last
He's
week.
got 58 receptions
Dude,
already.
He is so good. And people are like, oh, Cooper Kupp's
Or
going to come in
52
and
targets,
take it.
sorry. 58 targets or whatever.
Cooper Kupp's going to come in and take it. No, he's not.
He'll take, compared to like the other guys on the team, like Atwell, Van Jefferson, he's not going to take all of, it's going to be like a 60-40 at this point, I think. Like 60-40, 70-30.
Doesn't matter.
He'll lose some production, but he's still going to be very valuable.
If you give Matt Stafford a 2-read option between Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, Puka's still going to get a ton because they're still going to double Cooper. Cooper and like with Cooper, like he lines up so many different spots, you can't even double him, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
Like,
him play in the slot. Puka's doing it all outside.
mhm.
And honestly, I think Puka's fantasy value will stay about the same because once you have another threat in there, I feel like it's going to open up more things.
Well,
Because, dude, he's the only threat in that.
the other
besides
thing
Kyron
too
Williams.
is like my wife has Puka and Cooper Kupp in our league, so like she literally, and Justin Jefferson because it's a keeper league. So
Yeah.
you look at that fucking 3 wide receivers and you're like, fuck me this week. Like,
Yeah.
I am fucked. Like I want to play her on the bye week. All right, like that's what I want.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, I said Puka was gonna be. I didn't think he was gonna be this good already, but also Cooper Kupp wasn't hurt at the time we did that, so. I had him going over the 495 projected yards that he had. He's pretty much already there. My next guy is David Montgomery had 34 points. because the Lions, for some reason, do not like Jahmyr Gibbs.
They hate
the
they-
Lions.
I hate
them.
dude. Same here. As a Jahmyr Gibbs owner,
Hate them.
I'm to a point of delusion where I'm convinced the defense plays harder when Jahmyr Gibbs is in as opposed to David Montgomery, which is a sad place to be as a fantasy owner.
Yeah.
No, David Montgomery is trash. Like I watched that whole game. He is not that good.
So you have to again.
He's not
you have
trash.
to, but
He's a
trash.
really good runner. He's
But
a
it's
really
like,
good runner.
He's doing 3 yards a carry, and they're
But-
just like, you know what, fuck it.
but
27
but
carries
what
is
is but
not
what is
enough.
but what runs are those? They're in the trench runs. It's you put Jahmyr Gibbs will not last in the trenches like
No.
David Montgomery can.
But
That's the
something,
I know.
Give him
Jahmyr
something.
Gibbs needs more touches, but the Lions want to pound the football down the middle, and Jahmyr, I don't know why you take a running back that high that you're not going to use like that, but the Lions want to pound the fucking ball in between the tackles, and Jahmyr Gibbs is not gonna be able to take
I
that
just want
workload.
people to understand, like historically, you take a running back in the top 15, like in fantasy football, that's money. Like they all are like top 10 running back. The fact that they don't use them, dude,
Yeah.
it pisses me out. Like
Just
watching
just wait. See, the thing about it is fantasy is a long.
It is,
game.
it is,
It's
and
a
we're 4
long
weeks.
game.
So I'm like, you know what? Week 8 after, that's kind of how I am with like having what's his face stashed on my bench. The Jets running back,
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. Like that's how I kind of am. I'm like, I got him for the second half of the season, so he can do some.
With
He looks good.
with Brees Hall, it's a 2-year injury. AP is an exception. That's like it's a 2-year.
I don't even think his
so.
injuries
Brees
is
has
hold.
looked good.
I don't think it's
the
injuries
line.
that's holding him back. It's really just that offense. With if you had Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Brees would be completely fine.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't, and like I think that's why they have Dalvin though, where they're like, let's chill out.
Dalvin's look like shit.
Yeah.
Dalvin made me happy that we got rid of him, but
And then Alexander Madison made me sad that we got rid of him. Be honest, tell the whole story.
No, actually no. I feel like Alexander Madison's done everything I kind of wanted him to do.
No, you wanted him to do more.
I did, but like he's still like
Now
Serviceable.
Cam Akers is there to take it over. All right.
Cam Akers. Did you see Kirk Cousins talk about Cam Akers? And he's like, every single time he's in there, like, you know, Cam Akers is like, damn, I'm at the end of my career. Like, I really got to do something. Because he said every single time he's there, he's like, he talks to himself in the huddle. He's like, Cam, you're the best, Cam. Like, you can do this, Cam.
He had
That freaked
40.
me
Dude,
out.
he had like 40 rushing yards. Like
Yeah, he did.
first-
He looked good.
yeah.
That's kind of what we needed. And then I think it kicked Madison in the ass. Like, hey, you got to do something.
Exactly. Madison's on the hot seat to start producing.
My next one is AJ Brown, 41 points. So
Hell yeah, brother.
he's looked good. He's looked really good. He's
After that week 1 bullshit of like not being like it was the Devontae Smith show, which
That's because who was up?
yeah,
Who was covering
yeah.
him.
Well, you also
Yeah.
you're playing in the rain, bad conditions.
Yeah.
It's
But then why was Devontae Smith going
yeah.
out?
Well, because nobody, you guys didn't have anybody to fucking guard him.
it was like, who do we want to throw out? Christian Gonzalez or Martavis Bryant?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm taking Martavis Bryant.
No, AJ Brown, him and Hurts got it down, so I'm happy now.
he's looked really good. I mean, he's another reason why I lost nearly because he scored like almost 30 points against me once I played Trey.
Can I propose a quick question just for you, real quick? Honest to God, who do you think is better, DK Metcalf or AJ Brown? If you put them on the same team, who do you think would be better? Because I think DK is just a bigger, faster AJ Brown, in my opinion.
In
So, like,
terms of
That's a very good question.
because they're
I
very
think-
similar
I
builds in
think
the way they play.
yeah, I think AJ Brown would probably be the number 1 out of those two, just in terms of route running. I think
Route
he's a
running.
better route runner. So the more precise routes you need him to run, he'd probably be more open. Like DK, for me, like still for me, I view DK as like the just run a fucking go route, just go, be fast, just fucking like
He's got Nas. Like I've watched him a little bit more recently. He's got much better routes, but they're not. He doesn't have diverse like Devontae Smith,
Yeah.
like stutter step in the back out, like stuff like that.
It's-
But like he has like nice like his crisp curls.
yeah,
and
him
stuff.
and AJ Brown, like you said, are literally fucking identical in terms of like
Yeah.
Good
size.
comparison.
Yeah, it really is. I just think AJ Brown has a better.
DK's a dog though, bro.
DK is a dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that why you lost with him?
Dude, you know, Geno Smith.
Honest to God, we might be arguing nothing between Geno Smith and Jalen Hurts. Like
I agree with that. Jacob, look at this and tell me you wouldn't be pissed at
Hey,
this.
while you're doing that, go to your next guy.
I'll go to my next.
Take your.
No, it's your turn.
I only did 3. You told me 3.
I did 4.
Yeah, so do your
Tell me you wouldn't be fucking pissed at that.
Do your week, guys.
Trash.
Do your week, guys.
Trash.
Where
Would you be pissed if you lost?
do your week, guys.
My week, guys. Amari Cooper, 2 points.
Yeah, that was an impact of Deshaun Watson not playing.
I'm confused. AJ Brown's not on here.
Oh no, we're talking about DK because I have DK.
Yeah.
DK. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a rough one, isn't it?
The Amari Cooper one is because of Deshaun Watson.
I
not
know
playing.
it is. It is.
It solely is on that.
That team looked bad.
And like they did not. Okay, as a big DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I know you have no experience with the DTR experience.
No, I know DT.
Yeah, he does.
No, you don't know him like Pac-12 after dark.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
lost
yeah,
$150 throughout the day, and you really need DTR to clutch up on this over, or else the things are going to be really shitty for you for the next week. And so I have a real passionate experience with DTR, and I love that guy more than I love Mac Jones. Like any other quarterback, I love DTR. They did him a terrible job. They're like, just throw it deep, like nine times in a row and see what happens.
The play calling was not good.
It was like let him get warmed up, let him scramble, let him do some bullshit where he throws like a post corner back to a post, whatever. I don't know, but like, yeah.
So this one hits home for you. Jordan Addison putting up the big old goose egg.
You gotta understand.
Kirk Cousins so elite, 127 passing
Money
yards.
talks though. Who are they gonna throw it to?
120,
The man they haven't paid
127
money.
passing yards. 80 of those, just over 80 of those goes to JJ. Like, what the fuck, man?
What do you think they're gonna go to?
As somebody who owns JJ and Amon St. Brown, whatever.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That was hard. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta have.
After having at least some passing game.
You know what you want when you have Addison? You want the Vikings to be in shootouts where we lose by 7, or we lose by 3. That's what you want, and you didn't get that because you know what? It was a shitty game.
Kirk Cousins is throwing picks.
I thought we were gonna lose, and I wanted us to lose. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, next guy.
This one pisses me off, dude. Fucking Stevenson, man. What the fuck? And I get it. It's been such bad matchups. But Stevenson is a good player. I don't give a fuck about the Zeke shit. Zeke has been shit. Zeke hasn't been anything. Stevenson is the number one in that running back room. And I understand that I'm not going to trade Stevenson. I think better days are ahead. But, dude, why? He's the best player in that offense. Why are you not using him?
I think either him or Pop Douglas are Demario. Demario's really, really, really good. They just don't play him for some reason. But with Stevenson, I think it's strictly because if you look at the the games we've been playing, so we've had Eagles, Dolphins, Jets, still a great defensive line,
and the Cowboys matchups.
So like you have probably 3 of the worst possible matchups you could have to run
100%
against, and I get Miami. I won't count them, but Jets still. So yeah, 3.
Miami I would though because that's a decent defense. It's not great, but it's still.
But it's not like a defensive line where you're like you can't name off players from there. Like with the Jets, you got Quinn Williams, you got dudes all around that.
But like no dump off passes to him. Like
and he's like he hasn't been playing good either. Like to be fair,
no, he hasn't. He hasn't.
How do you guys handle piss breaks?
Go take a piss break.
I was gonna say end of the quarter is usually.
Oh yeah, no, end of the quarter. Let's go.
All right, my next guy is Chris Olave with a solid 1 point.
That was a bad game though. You know, considering that what's his face had 14 targets. The running back, you know.
13. Oh yeah, 13 catches, 14 targets, 13
yeah.
catches. Yeah, Kamara.
Kamara. Like, and it was for like 30 yards.
Yeah,
like it was a bad game. Derek Carr should not have played that game.
Yeah, Jameis should have played.
Yeah, I agree.
Tyler Algier had 1.7.
Aaron Jones 2 points.
Fuck you. That one doesn't count. That's bullshit. He was on a
counts.
snap count coming off an injury.
Every single time he played, they fucking lit his ass up, and I was fucking
He literally played like maybe like 3% of the total offensive snaps. It was weird to me.
Why did they play him?
I have no idea.
See, but that's the thing though. That's terrible on Matt LaFleur. Like, don't play him if he's not ready to play.
I impulse played him.
This break's happening. No, I gotta go.
Okay,
you guys go.
All right. No, fuck it. We'll just keep going.
Keep going.
I impulse put him into my lineup over Nico Collins because I was like, like
I don't blame you though, because
Aaron Jones
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he was the offense.
But Jordan Love's legit, bro.
Yeah, still, but Aaron Jones is utilized in both. And like every time that they played AJ Dillon when they needed to pass the ball, they never fucking threw it to him. I'm like, look at that. If that was Aaron Jones is wide ass open. You're dipping that to Aaron Jones, not forcing a pass downfield for an incompletion. Like
AJ Dillon's been such a disappointment, man.
Yeah,
such a disappointment.
So my next guy is another goose egg, Deebo Samuel. I know you really didn't need to use him. They tried to run with him a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
But when you're that good of you're good of an offense, I get you're running the ball well. You got to get Deebo included. You can't just you got Ayuk included. You got
Here's the thing,
you even got Elijah Mitchell some touches.
Brandon Ayuk is the number one on that team, and honestly, every single time that he's hurt, that's when you got the big Deebo games. That's when you have the big George Kittle games. Like that team, it vultures itself because they don't have a quarterback good enough to feed three.
Yeah,
But they don't.
Deebo deserves to get some fucking love and touches. I don't care if he had 3 points. Just you can't put him on a goose egg. He does not deserve a goose egg.
What's gonna happen? CMC is gonna get his. Obviously, 5 fucking touchdowns or 4 fucking touchdowns. Should have been 5. Should have been 5. It should have been 5. I was pissed because you might as well fucking just kill me.
Yeah.
At this point, you have 4 touchdowns. I'm gonna fucking lose 5. What's 5? But no. Deebo, it's a hard one because I just feel like Brandon Ayuk, he was a first-round pick. I feel like he is the better talent in that team, too. Yeah. Deebo can run the ball, but...
I just think even on Deebo's good days, Brandon Ayuk isn't putting up goose eggs. He's at least getting, 5 fucking points or something. At least something.
Deebo's not a one-hit wonder, but he's kind of a one-hit wonder.
At this rate.
Yeah. My last one's Darren Waller. Why? Why pay the man that much money and not use him? I get that team's broken right now, and I'm under the assumption that Daniel Jones. I feel like it's more coaching than it is Daniel Jones. They're not setting him up for success. I'm not saying that he's good, but that he is a quarterback that did, win a playoff game. Granted, it was against the Minnesota Vikings, so is that impressive? Not really, in my opinion, but it's still a win's a win. You got to the playoffs.
Who's his coach, though?
Brian Daboll.
All right, who did Brian Daboll make really good?
Who?
Josh Allen.
You're damn right he didn't.
He did.
Yeah.
And, I don't think it's coaching. I think it's Daniel Jones just being Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Darren Waller, dude, in preseason, Daniel Waller was getting, again, preseason a little bit different, but Darren Waller was getting 50% of the targets in that offense. And
yeah, but if you look at it, he's dropping back every pass. If I had, he is the weirdest, most athletic quarterback I've ever seen because he looks like Eli Manning 2.0, but he runs like a 4.5. It's insane.
Looks like Eli, but runs like Lamar.
Yeah, it's crazy. But have him move out. In that receiving course, bad, Jacob.
It's bad, but did you watch the game last night?
I watched all of it. I didn't think that
Did you see how much Waller is on the line, chipping and then releasing?
Yeah.
Because they can't stop the edge guys
at
all.
And then you draft Jalen Hyatt and use him one play and then let him sit another
2
6.
for 10. 2 for 10.
Yeah.
I watched it.
But he's not
he hasn't looked good either. Yeah.
When they don't have any offense.
Yeah.
They have to play some real
So you're telling me that was the worst? You think that was a worse contract than Kirk right now?
The worst contract is Kyler Murray's.
Yeah,
that's true.
That one takes the cake.
All right, so fantasy. We're gonna do a fantasy, kind of real quick.
Who would you
rather have? We have their current rankings, and then it's gonna be for the rest of the year. Let's say you have these 2 guys on your roster. You have to choose that quarterback position, the last flex spot, whatever. Who would you rather play? Clearly, we don't have their matchups, but for the rest of the year, first one I have is number 13, Jared Goff, or number 11, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Because they run so many literal shovel passes and stuff like that, where it's he doesn't have to do anything special. He would just pitch the ball, and he might get a touchdown off of it.
Yeah.
He has to do so little to score points, whereas Jared has to thread the needle, make good decisions, do all that. Give me Brock Purdy all day, especially in the regular season. For sure.
I was leaning towards Brock Purdy just with those type of things.
That's a really hard one.
Brock Purdy can throw the ball 3 yards or behind the line of scrimmage, and CNC is going to take it for 45.
I would lean towards you guys. I just feel like Jared Goff is obviously the better quarterback, but yeah, I would say Brock Purdy has the easiest way towards fantasy
Points.
liability.
Crazy you're saying that during Brocktober.
You're
Justin Fields, number 15. Jordan Love, number 3.
Fields. I'm going Fields just because he's about to repeat what he did last year. Suck ass first 3 weeks and then take off.
Give me Jordan Love.
I think he hasn't looked like spectacular, and I think that though will they make the playoffs? No. I think Jordan Love and the Packers are legit. I feel like this is giving me like maybe he won't be Aaron Rodgers, but like I think he'll be a serviceable, average, above average quarterback in the league. I feel like he's looked good, and that team does not have as much talent as the Bears do.
I think the problem, the mistake people are making right now with the Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love comparison is people think that when Aaron Rodgers first started, he was Aaron Rodgers right away. He wasn't. It took him a while to get to that point.
Yeah,
and so we're 4 games into the season. Like, yeah, Jordan Love's not perfect, but have you seen the dude plays? He looks like a carbon copy of Aaron Rodgers. Literally, his throw motion, the stuff that he does, like the quick little boop, like the way he throws the ball looks exactly like Aaron Rodgers. The way he can fit it in the tight windows looks like Aaron Rodgers. Like, it looks so similar that I'm like, I don't know, like I can't confidently say he's not going to be just great.
All right, I know we did 3 for each position, but we're going to do like 1 each because we're fucking so far behind on time.
Are we?
Yeah. So we'll just move to running back. So just choose one that you want to do. I'll do number 20, Rashid White, or number 21, Joe Mixon. Both guys are getting majority, clear cut number 1 majority snaps, but have not been doing too hot with those snaps. So this would be like a running back 3 for you.
It's funny. I did Stevenson and Mixon.
Oh.
Give me Rashid White just because that offensive line is better.
Yeah. Rashid White has played literally like 70% of. Yeah, see, we're so fucking. I've stopped it like twice, just to, like when he peed and stuff. But Rashid White's getting like 70% plus of those snaps, and he's getting like 90% of the goal line snaps at running back. So Mixon is not.
That's a really hard one because I feel like there are better days for the Bengals, but if Joe Burrow can't play good, that really correlates with how good Mixon's going to play. I'm going to bet that Joe Burrow will play better, and I'm going to go with Mixon.
All right. With the current quarterback situation for the Jets, number 12, Devontae Smith, or number 17, Garrett Wilson.
Dude, you skipped me, bro.
Oh, fuck. My bad. I'm sorry.
You're fucking it all up.
All right. Whatever.
I'm going to do number 6, Bijan Robinson, or number 7, Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I got to go Bijan.
Some Bijan mustard. Right?
One, the Cowboys have limited offense still so far because of their defense, and Bijan's literally the only thing going right on the Falcons.
It doesn't matter what he does. Like I've said, obviously, I've been big on Bijan. I took him over CMC. Probably a mistake, but I've loved watching him because Bijan's so fucking fun to watch. Like every single time you watch him, there's like a highlight play. Like he'll like juke out like 2 guys, and you're like, no one else in the league can do that right now.
Yeah.
So I'll take Bijan, but honestly, smart bet would take Tony because he has no competition. Bijan
100%.
at least has Algier against him. But
all right. Sorry. Number 12, Devontae Smith, or number 17, Garrett Wilson.
Smith, no doubt.
Smith, yeah.
No,
Garrett Wilson could put up goose eggs, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Like, just Zach Wilson has not been consistent. He played better, clearly, but
he looked good.
He outplayed. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
he outplayed Matt
yeah.
Mahomes.
Yeah, he did.
So
He did.
it'll be interesting to see how it goes moving forward. Maybe he got the locker room and all that, but yeah, right now Garrett Wilson does scare me a lot with how that offense is going.
Number 5, Puka Nakua. Number 10, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It's gonna tear my heart apart.
I I think I'm leaning more towards St. Brown, just because even though Jamison Williams is coming back, the targets aren't fucking going away for him. When Cooper Kupp comes back, Puka's losing targets. It's gonna happen for sure. I think St. Brown has a better fantasy option in the pass game because he doesn't really have any clear-cut competition.
Well, and like, what's it called? Amon-Ra St. Brown, since he had his breakout game in 2021, like up to this season, nobody has put up more points than him than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
so it's like give me that. Like I said, I'm an owner of both him and Justin Jefferson in the same league, so I need him to do good because they carry my team, or I lose.
I have both Puka Nacua and Amon-Ra on a team, and it hurts me because Puka's just fun to watch because he's a guy that probably most leagues went undrafted. Or people are like, oh, Puka Nacua, let me go pick up, someone that might have some fancy.
Tutu Atwell or Jefferson over
Jefferson or whatever. I got to go with Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra is the number one dog. I do like Puka because I feel like Puka could be better than Amon-Ra all year, but Amon-Ra is the number one dog. No one else is going to take him. Even Sam Laporta, who's been really good, Amon-Ra's number one.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Tight ends?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go this route. Number 14, Njoku, or number 9, Higbee.
Tight ends this year, you're really just digging for shit.
Yeah.
But Higbee.
Yeah.
I'd say Higbee.
With Deshaun Watson out, I got to go Higbee. Yeah.
Njoku's just broken my heart so many times. I'm like, dude, look how big and athletic he is. He's going to for sure score a touchdown. Nope.
Never does.
I'll only find a good one.
Oh, goodness. It's going to be a fucking 2-hour episode.
Let's go
2.5 at this rate.
And we're on 3 hours.
Kittle, number 13, or Jake Ferguson, number 8.
Ferguson, number 8. Too much firepower on that 49ers. Debo put up a goose egg. I mean, Ferguson, at least in the passing game, Dak likes
it a lot.
Yeah, Dak likes his tight ends.
Given late in the season injuries, give me Kittle. Because I feel like there's a good chance. Like, Kittle can get injured too, don't get me wrong. But there's a good chance they go into a game with CMC and Debo down. They're like, we just have Kittle. And go from there. I love Kittle so much. I think he's great. I just think he's on too stacked of a team.
He's probably the best overall tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to probably take Ferguson.
Yeah. All right. Quarter 4 after fucking forever.
Oh, yeah. Boys, we're rolling.
All right. Starting of the fourth quarter. Finally, we're here. We've made it at the end of the game. Upcoming week in college football. Number 3 plays number 12. Number 3, Texas plays number 12, Oklahoma. That'll be a solid matchup. I think Texas still edges it out and wins. They're favored by 6.5, so touchdown. I think definitely something they can do. Oklahoma's defense isn't that great. Number 23, LSU plays number 21, Mizzou. LSU's favored by 6.5 also.
LSU,
They can put up points. That's the big thing. But, man, they look like dog water majority of their games. So
I don't know. I don't know. I can't bet on LSU for a
while. Yeah. Number 2 5-0 teams. Number 1 Georgia plays number 20 Kentucky, and Georgia is favored by 14.5.
And I don't know. I kind of want to take Kentucky on the spread there, but I feel like it'll be that one game where Georgia's like, yeah, we're still Georgia. We're gonna win 35-0. Like they're still so good. It's hard.
It's annoying that they're still good. Like you think, come on, drop it down just a little. Just have a little bit of a fall
off.
But...
as an Alabama owner, in a college draft, I'm in a rough place.
Number 10, Notre Dame plays 25, Louisville. Notre Dame's favored by 7. I think Notre Dame can definitely win by more than 7, but they've also made every fucking game they've played.
I honestly would love the spread. Take the spread for Louisville there. Just be like, probably going to be a last 3 to 4 point game.
Iowa State plays TCU. TCU's favored by 6.5. I'm definitely taking that because fuck Iowa State.
Dude, so bad.
Fucking And then Iowa plays Purdue, and Iowa's favored by 2.5. Which
Give me Purdue. Give me
Yeah.
Purdue all day. Purdue
Yeah.
loves to beat Iowa.
And with now you're playing a backup quarterback, definitely very well could make an impact.
They could put a lineman in a quarterback for Iowa. It's not going to make too much of a difference. It won't change the spread more than a point.
All right, so weekly pick'ems. We'll keep track of your picks too.
Okay.
Breakdown of the upcoming games. Thursday night football. I guess since we dropped this on Thursday, so tonight's game technically. Chicago at Washington.
Okay. Give me Chicago.
Ooh. Bold take.
Who'd you take?
Oh, Washington, 100%. I think Brian Robinson, I'm starting him this week. Must start this week.
I think the way Sam Howell's been able to play competitively and drive the ball down the field against some pretty decent defenses, I think he'll just have a field day.
I think the Washington's the team that plays the good teams really close and then has a possibility to lose to the bad teams. Yeah. They play the bad teams close.
And the other one too is Chicago was Justin Fields' game last week a little bit of a fluke? Who knows? I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to be wrong on this one. It's just like a gut take on this one for sure.
Yeah.
No real stats on it.
Yeah. Chicago's just not gonna.
Who do you have?
I have the Commanders.
I do too.
Next one we have in London again. Even though they're not the home team this time, Jacksonville at Buffalo. Well, against Buffalo.
Isn't Jacksonville undefeated in London?
No, they're like 3-2 or 3.
Oh, really?
They have 10 games there so far. Like total.
That's so crazy. And they've been playing in they've been playing international games since 2007. Yeah. So Mexico started. I guess London I think is a couple years later, but still the fact that you've played 10 games already in the last 13 years is fucking crazy.
I'm taking Buffalo, no doubt about it.
Buffalo,
yeah, Buffalo. The Jags have had a snagged in offense. As much as I want them to be good, they have a lot of flaws.
I loved Calvin Ridley in the preseason. I'm not going to say I'm done with Calvin Ridley because I still think he's got value, but that team hasn't looked great. Even against Atlanta, it didn't look great.
No, very questionable. Next one is Houston at Atlanta.
I'm taking
Houston in the ugliest game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I hate Arthur Smith.
I think Falcons fans hate Arthur Smith.
If there was anyone to get fired middle of the season, and then that team would have I don't know, Drake London could have 100 yards, and Kyle Pitts could be a
when your leading receiver is Jonnu Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I could see an 18-22 win for Houston. Write that down.
18 to 22. All right, everybody, go and make sure you bet that exact game score. It's probably plus $36,000 or whatever. Just
is the second leading receiver Bijan Robinson?
Yeah, it goes Jonnu. Yeah, it goes Jonnu Smith and Bijan. Jonnu's got 156. Bijan's got 138.
I see him catch balls all the time, which I love it. That's why I drafted Bijan, because I was like, there's no way Arthur Smith fucks this up. I was like, if you take Bijan Robinson, he loves running the fucking ball. He's going to totally use him.
Yeah.
But everyone else, Kyle Pitts,
generational
talent, probably the best.
Somebody dropped Kyle Pitts in the league, and I picked him up just because I'm like, maybe something
out of principle.
Yeah,
he runs a 4.4. We got it out of principle.
I gotta pick him up because something needs to happen. They either need to get the fucking rid of him so we can go flourish somewhere else, or maybe something happens. I don't know, dude. At this point, fucking play Taylor Heineke. You play Taylor Heineke, I'm sold on everybody. I'd be like, go fucking. If you have him, start him, because Heineke is going to throw the fucking ball.
Yes, he will.
100%. And I think it'd make that run game better. Because Bijan's been very effective.
And
Tyler
teams know what you're
has
doing.
Been used, but he's not Bijan, man.
No.
Next game is Carolina at Detroit.
Detroit.
100% Detroit.
The Panthers have been competitive. Bryce Young still has not looked great.
He's not exactly set up for success right now. Yeah. I still think he's really good. I just don't think he's really in a great position.
Yeah, their offensive line's still a little questionable.
Yeah. He's so small.
And
Adam Thielen's been good.
Yeah, Adam Thielen has been popping off.
He's top 10 wide receiver in fantasy, which is crazy, but you're damn right. That boy can run.
He just needed to leave the Vikings. Let him shine. Next one we have is Tennessee at Indianapolis.
I took Tennessee.
It's so tough. Give me Indianapolis.
Indy.
Who do you take, Skin?
Yeah, this one was very tough for me because I'm like, ooh, Richardson's playing well. They're playing well. But the Titans have actually looked a lot better than I like. Well, up until last week. I guess they kind of looked a little shitty, but
last week they beat up the fucking...
Yeah, but up until last week,
Yeah,
like, they were
yeah,
giving, like, their
yeah.
defense was playing very poorly. Like, every number one receiver they played had over 115 yards or some shit. Like, just they couldn't stop anything. But
It's a start attractive Shito season.
yeah, I don't know if it was the Bengals' offense being shitty or if their defense was actually playing well. But I think AR is going to have a little issue with the Tennessee Titans. Jeez. I think I'm the one.
You're
that's
drunk.
Yeah. New York Giants at Miami. I think this is
Miami.
yeah.
100% Miami. 9.5, dude. That's crazy.
10.5.
Oh, that's what this page.
Oh yeah, this is 10.5.
10.5.
Yeah, on
They
FanDuel at
probably
least.
will. Yeah. 100%. They probably.
Well, you also have to think they have a good like secondary, and Daniel Jones can't fucking throw the ball.
No. Zach Wilson's legit, bro.
What? We're talking about the Giants.
Oh, Giants. Oh shit.
You're drunk.
Yeah, you're drunk.
Yeah, Daniel Jones can't fucking throw the ball. And their
Daniel
receivers
Jones legit, bro.
Oh my goodness, their receivers are mediocre. So, New Orleans Saints at New England.
Give me the Pats. Again, ugliest game you've ever seen in your life.
I took the Pats too, actually.
They're favored.
I took the Pats. I think they got to get a get right game.
It'll be a get right game of like 24-21.
A win's a win.
I'm gonna write that down too. Remember, bet these guys.
It
I think you can parlay the point wins too. So
never work again in your life.
I think I might put those together and see if it works. I just took the Saints just because how truly bad the Pats have. Again, they've been playing harder teams.
The Saints defense is really,
the Saints defense is good. I think last week was kind of just a bad week overall for the team. Their offense wasn't getting going. Derek Carr has another week to rest. If they play Jameis, I still think Jameis can come in and at least.
Jameis would fuck up that secondary, dude.
That's the big thing.
He'll throw 3 picks and 6 touchdowns.
That's the big thing is you have Kamara back. You have Michael Thomas, who's playing well for what he has the last 4 years since he's been injured. And
he's on the field.
You have Chris Olave. They have weapons that the Pats are going to have a hard time to. You lose your best
If this was
pass
2018,
rusher.
I'd be really happy right now.
Like, you lose your pass rush, like that Pats defense is going to be very questionable. And I think either Derek Carr or Jameis Winston are going to be able to tear it apart a little bit in the passing game this week.
We'll see. I don't want it to happen.
Well, clearly I don't want it to happen. Next one we have Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Baltimore, yeah.
Who'd you take?
Oh, I took the Ravens. I haven't fucking covered the spread earlier. Even Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, that fucking offense.
Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah, that offense has been horrible. Najee can't fucking do shit.
Matt Canada sucks.
Yeah,
Talk about Najee. That just makes me sad to my soul.
What, the Najee sucks?
Yes, it does. It makes me sad.
Warren, in the last 2 years, Warren has now been projected to outscore Najee Harris 11 points compared to Najee's 10. So.
I understand that, and I get that. I like Najee as a player. I think that he's, he can catch the ball, he can do all that, but
he's just one of those Alabama running backs.
He's got the foot speed of like Joe Thomas.
Damn it, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's bad. Philly at LA Rams.
You told us they played the 49ers earlier.
The Cowboys play the 49ers.
Oh, okay. You said the fucking Eagles, man.
No. You have the Eagles winning?
Oh, 100%.
100%? Not like 97%?
My second upset pick, I'm going to take the Rams.
The Rams?
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I would talk so much shit next week.
Yeah, well, the big thing is again, that worries me is the secondary. We can stop the run. We can stop Kyron Williams. I'm not worried about that.
You're right. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts didn't.
It's stopping Cooper Kupp, Nakua. I don't care. Tutu Atwell. Jefferson hasn't done any shit, but he'll probably have a fucking great game.
He'll have an end around for 45 yards.
Our secondary has been so bad that there's just too many weapons on that offense, and Matthew Stafford is going to have to throw the ball, which Matthew Stafford can throw the ball. and we'll be able to stop the defense or stop the run. I'll be fine with that. But I'm taking the Eagles just because clearly I'm going to. I want them to win, but it's going to be a lot closer than I think people expect, and it's not going to be pretty. Cincy at Arizona.
I gotta take Cincy, man. They gotta win eventually.
Principle, I have to take Cincy. Like, I probably should have been one of my upsets. Probably better than the Bears over the Reds. My bad.
You could say the Redskins.
Left hand up. We got the
Hey, bro, they're getting sued for it, all right?
Yeah,
it's
they're
okay.
getting
You can
sued for it.
say
They
it.
probably
Indians
will
are
be.
like, bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Native Americans. Yeah,
They were honoring a chief, all right, a great chief. I don't know his name, but they were honoring a great chief. Yeah, Cincy literally every week, since week 1, it's just they're gonna turn it around. They're gonna turn it around.
Can I be completely honest? This is the game that I'm most scared of. Like, this is like, if Arizona came and like 35-0'd them, like I'd be like, oh well, I kind of get it.
Cincy's gonna bounce back next week. All right, let's go. Week
Whoopsie.
6. Next one is the Jets of Denver.
I took the Jets.
This is a Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. Just so everyone remembers. Sean Payne talked a lot of shit on Nathaniel Hackett. But Nathaniel Hackett has Zach Wilson. Give me the Broncos. What's his name? Russell's been playing good. Denver's defense has to be better, or else fans show if it's going to be, I don't know, selling car insurance. So, yeah, give me.
Yeah,
give me
I think
Denver.
this Bears game, being able to come back in the fourth, again, the Bears defense is shit, but you're able to come back in the fourth quarter to win it. I think this is a flip switcher for Sean Payton to finally kind of get in an offensive groove. I think you do get some of your defensive players back, so it's not going to be like completely beat down and rugged, but I took Denver. Zach Wilson is still not.
He's still Zach Wilson.
Yeah, like you do not know what you're
The
gonna
dog, Zach Wilson.
get. You have no idea what you're gonna get. No fucking clue.
So you think Jerry Judy's going to shit on Philip Lindsay and Rod Smith?
No.
Not again?
That was
No.
hilarious.
That was really funny.
No.
He's like, you're playing from your house. And it's like, well,
No,
yeah,
no,
you could have.
no more. Not
That's
at all.
worse than that.
Jerry Judy also hasn't been doing anything, so like, shut the fuck up, Jerry Judy.
Cortland Sutton's been.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Marvin Judy's the best route runner that cannot catch a ball.
Yeah,
Him and Russ just do not have good chemistry for some odd reason. Just it's not there. It's weird. Next one is Kansas City at Minnesota. We all know who Marcus took.
Yeah, you're damn right. I took Minnesota, and I feel terrible about it.
It's gonna be a close game, but give me KC. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. That's like the classic, like rip out your heart.
30 seconds left. Casey's got 2 timeouts, and Mahomes leads him down to fucking win it.
Yeah, Alexander Madison ran it into the end zone when he shouldn't have.
Yeah,
and all of a
he's like,
sudden-
"Fuck! I'm gonna stop getting called the N-word on Instagram. I'm gonna get some points for my fantasy guys."
Blair Walsh comes out of nowhere, dude, and misses a field goal.
Yeah, I took KC too. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Minnesota.
I should have taken KC. Like, I want to take KC, but my heart says, Minnesota. Let's see something.
They shut out the Jets the whole second half. That defense is good. Chris Jones is good. Your offensive line is fucking trash. So Chandler Jones is gonna have a pretty good game, I think.
Oh, he'll eat up.
Yeah, and again, what is that defense?
Chris
do?
Jones. Okay, sorry, that was like Chandler Jones is in jail right now.
No, Chris Jones. Don't worry. I thought, dude, when I saw Chandler Jones go
crazy
when he got arrested, I was like, why is he in Vegas? Wasn't he just on the Chiefs? I was like, wait, wrong guy. Like,
Why is everyone gotta have the last name Jones?
next one, Sunday night game, Dallas at San Fran.
San Fran 100%.
San Fran.
Yeah, I took the 49ers. Both good defenses.
I think San Fran by double digits.
But Dak
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Dak against San Fran is always piss poor.
Well, and like their defense is really good, and their offense, 49ers arguments, their defense is really, really good, and their offense is better than the Cowboys.
Yep.
Where do the Cowboys win? Brock Purdy has to play terrible, which, given the defense that the
Like
Cowboys
Parsons
defense
is hurt, so he may not
Yeah.
You think Brock Purdy will get paid?
I think Brock's smart enough to know who he is and the situation he's in, where he's like, "Give me $20 million a year." Like
Really?
He'll Tom Brady it. He'll Tom Brady it for sure,
he'll Tom Brady
100%.
it, right, sure.
Because if he knows that if he were to take top, because by the time he's going to get a contract, he'd be setting records. Yeah. If he takes that, he loses CMC. Like he's going to lose that type of talent.
How do you not chase the money though?
Because you can make it up in endorsement deals if you win a Super Bowl. If you win a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback, you can make more than you do in your contract.
Especially in San Fran. Like, 49ers fans are fucking die hard. Like, they're one of the most, like, loyal fan bases ever. In San Francisco, this dude is going to be, like, treated like gold, especially if he wins
or
the Super
can
Bowl.
start dating Taylor Swift and, like...
You also have to think about the tech money that's inside San Fran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so much tech money that, like, it's basically an NIL deal. Where they're like, we're not paying you, but they're gonna pay you a lot.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll take like 20 mil, maybe 30 tops. If that, like
he'll have like some deal with like Microsoft or some shit where you're like, what is he doing?
That was shitty because I really wanted to see Kirk Cousins with Kyle Shanahan because they love him. No, they actually do. Kyle Shanahan and Sean.
Yeah,
McVay.
the thing is, where it's like, Kyle Shanahan's like, do I want to pay Kirk Cousins
or pay this guy less than $1 million a year to
No,
lose a game as a starter yet
in
the regular season?
But they love Kirk Cousins because he is the epitome of what that offense wants to be.
Yeah, but so is Brock Purdy. So is Jimmy G. Literally, every quarterback that's been thrown into that situation has been at least somewhat successful.
Besides Trey Lance.
Yeah, that too. Last game Monday night, Green Bay at Vegas.
That's a fun one. That's a very, very fun one. It's not gonna be a good game, but it's gonna be a fun one. Give me Green Bay.
Take Green Bay too.
Probably low scoring. I don't think you can see either score. Neither team's gonna get above 30, but it's gonna be a fun game.
21-16.
Love it. Write it down.
I'm gonna call that one.
You taking Green Bay 2 skin?
Yeah, I have Green Bay. The Raiders' defense is trash.
God, dude. That
Jimmy
Raiders
G has not
so
looked
bad.
good.
Jimmy G might not even play.
Well, yeah.
Aiden O'Connell's actually decent. Like he's
Yeah.
just as good as Jimmy G. We're being honest.
Yeah, but moving the ball, they haven't looked good. Even well, like Aiden O'Connell doesn't have the pocket pressure down in his head yet, so he's getting strip sacked and fumbles and all that shit. Jimmy G just has not looked good if he plays. So Devontae Smith is going to get traded.
Yeah,
the Raiders are just at this point just tank and
give it up.
Yeah, you're done for.
Tank for Tua, dude.
Real quick with pick'ems currently out of 4 weeks, I'm in the lead at 41 correct and 23 wrong. Marcus is at 39-25, so we're very close. We'll keep track of JT's this week and see where he's at. See if he can beat Alonzo, who currently is 8-8.
Thank you for coming on the podcast this week, JT.
Yeah, thanks for having.
Of course, thanks
Marcus.
for having me.
Marcus is like, fuck you. I need guest speakers because I don't like drinking by myself until you can drink. So next week we might have another fucking guest just because I can't drink next week either.
7 beers by yourself is just sad.
Yeah.
You don't have to drink 7 beers. You can drink 5 and be happy.
Once I have someone there, then I'm like, I gotta compete. Like 8 beers, like.
I put up what's it called, a 4 spot, but we're all right.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
It's someone to drink.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.